Honorable Eduardo Girente, Prime Minister representing His Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Her Excellency Right Honorable Rebecca Aditwala Kadaga, First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of East African Community Affairs, representing His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, Minister in the Office of the President, representing His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, His Excellency Honorable Antipas Busa Nyamwisi, Minister of State of Regional Integration, representing His Excellency Felix Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, held the 21st Extraordinary Ordinary Meeting of the EAC Heads of State on 31st May 2023 in Bujumbura in the Republic of Burundi. The heads of state met in a cordial and friendly atmosphere. The summit noted that the tenure of Engineer Stephen Mlota, Deputy Secretary General Planning and Infrastructure, ended on 18 May 2023 and commended him for his dedicated service to the community and wished him well in his future endeavors. The summit appointed Ms. Annette Mutawe Semwemba as the Deputy Secretary General Customs, Trade and Monetary Affairs, and Mr. Adria Arik as the Deputy Secretary General Infrastructure, Productive, Social and Political Sectors with effect from 31st May 2023. The heads of state noted that the tenure of Honorable Lady Justice Sauda Mjasiri, Judge of the East African Court of Justice in the Appellate Division and Vice President of the Court, will come to an end on 19th June 2023 and commended her for her dedicated service to the community and wished her well in her future endeavors. The summit therefore designated Honorable Lady Justice Anta Mugeni from the Republic of Rwanda as Vice President of the East African Court of Justice with effect from 20th June 2023. The summit appointed Justice Omar Othman Makungu from the United Republic of Tanzania as a judge of the East African Court of Justice in the Appellate Division with effect from 20th June 2023 and designated the chairperson of the summit to preside over the swearing-in ceremony of the judge. The summit appointed Justice Kayembe Kasanda Inganserin from the Democratic Republic of Congo as a judge of the East African Court of Justice in the First Instance Division, with effect from 31st May 2023. The heads of state received and adopted the reports on the peace and security situation in Eastern DRC submitted by the facilitator of the EAC-led process and the chairperson of the East African Community Chiefs of Defense Forces through their Sectoral Council, Minister of Defense. The summit congratulated the East African Community Regional Force for its achievements toward the restoration of peace and security in Eastern DRC and noted that Major General Asad Muthuri Kiungu from the Republic of Kenya is the new force commander of the East African Community Regional Force. The heads of state took note of the progress made by facilitator and the regional force in the implementation of the EAC-led process. The heads of state condemned in the strongest terms the ceasefire violations in Eastern DRC and directed the East African Regional Force to take measures to stop their recurrence. The heads of state noted that all troops contributing countries have deployed in their respective areas of operation and the reduction in hostilities in Eastern DRC and urged DRC to facilitate full deployment by all the partner states, including the Republic of South Sudan. The summit directed the East African Community Regional Force as follows. A, to safeguard and maintain the areas vacated by M23 and other armed groups, to sustain orderly withdrawal of M23 and other armed groups from the renaming occupied areas, to protect civilians and support the return of internally displaced persons to the areas vacated by the armed groups, and number 4, to work with the Chiefs of Defense Forces, MONUSCO, and all other stakeholders to visit and verify within 3 weeks the suitability of Rumangabo camp for pre-cantonment of M23 and other armed groups. The summit directed that communications with M23 should be handled by the facilitator. The summit urged Democratic Republic of Congo and Republic of South Sudan to engage in bilateral arrangements to resolve the issue of negative forces on the border between the two partner states. The summit directed that the East African Community Secretariat to constitute a technical evaluation team by 15th of June 2023, composed of an officer at the rank of Brigadier General from each partner state to evaluate the implementation of the mandate of the East African Regional Force and report to the Sectoral Council on Cooperation on Defense Affairs within 90 days after the extension of the status of the forces agreement. The heads of state applauded His Excellency President Felix Tshisekedi for his commitment to restoration of peace in Eastern DRC and agreed to the extension of the status of the forces agreement so far for 6 months from 8th March to 8th September 2023 in order to consolidate the gains made by the East African Community Regional Force. The summit reiterated its call to all parties to de-escalate tensions and to use established regional, continental, international mechanisms to resolve any disputes in the implementation of peace in Eastern DRC. The summit welcomed the decisions of the 11th high-level meeting of the Regional Oversight Mechanism of the Peace, Security and Cooperation Framework for the Democratic Republic of Congo and the region held in Bujumbura on the 6th May 2023, that one, encouraged the EAC-led process under the aegis of His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, the East African Community Chairperson and Champion for Youth, Peace and Security, and His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, EAC Facilitator, and former President of the Republic of Kenya, and urge all the parties to remain committed to this peace process and to honor the commitment made to cease hostilities during the Nairobi 3 consultations. And B, reiterated support to the Luanda process and the EAC-led process. Number C, urged all parties to support these initiatives and their outcomes, including with regard to assistance toward demobilization of combatants of armed groups and their reinsertion and reintegration into the civilian lives. And D is reiterated the request to MONUSCO, the EAC Regional Force, and the ad hoc verification to continue to enhance coordination and synergies with the forces, de la Republic Democratic du Congo, in order to impress upon all armed groups to disarm and encourage other troops deployed through the bilateral agreements to fully commit themselves to the same. Encouraged the DRC to authorize the continuation and finalization of the deployment of regional force. And summit reaffirmed that the security situation in Eastern DRC can only be sustainably resolved through a political process and dialogue among the parties, and urged DRC to work with the facilitator to finalize the appropriate dates for resumption of the inter-Congolese dialogue. Summit commended the facilitator for the work done and also efforts that are being to re-energize the peace process in Eastern DRC. The heads of state agreed on establishment of a civilian head of mission to coordinate all political related matters of the Eastern Regional Force. The summit noted with appreciation the financial contributions by the Republic of Kenya, United Republic of Tanzania, and the Republic of Uganda, and thanked the Republic of Rwanda and the Republic of South Sudan for their commitment to contribute to the East African Community Peace Facility Fund, and urged other partners to contribute toward the Peace Fund. The heads of state accepted a request from His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, to hold a follow-up meeting to be hosted by His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya. On the dates that they will agree, the summit directed the Secretary General to intensify efforts to mobilize resources from the regional and international partners to support the EAC-led process. And the heads of state deliberated on the report of the verification of the application of the Federal Republic of Somalia to join the East African Community, and directed the Secretariat and the Council to commence negotiations with the Federal Republic of Somalia and report, and this should be done with immediate effect. The heads of state thanked His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and the chairperson of the Summit of Heads of State for his continued engagement and commitment towards supporting the people of DRC in their pursuit for sustainable peace and security, and extended the gratitude for the warm and cordial hospitality accorded to them and their delegation during their stay in Bujumbura, done in Bujumbura on this 31st day of May 2023. Your Excellencies, I submit.